Hello, soul friends. This is Miriam. Welcome back to my channel. Today's pick a card reading is just what do you need to hear? What messages do you need to hear right now? But as you can see, we have a bunch of eyes. So this could be something you need to see. It also, eyes are all about protection for me. So like it could be something that's protecting you right now, something you need protection from. It's pretty open, the energy that I am juicing up today. So remember, no matter your individual beliefs, tarot or oracle reading is simply your spirit guides coming forward to give you advice, or your subconscious mind helping you solve life's ponders. And no matter how you look at it, that is healthy and you are in the right place. Thank you for being here with me today. No shuffling today. We're doing this quick and easy. So we have piles 1, 2, 3, and 4 if you like to pick with charms or crystals. I have random eyes that I just pulled out of my jewelry box. This little guy, I couldn't quite get him to stand up on his own for pile 1, so I put him on that little rock down there. So that's a little eye and a bunch of little stones. Okay. All right, pile 1, you get the idea. Okay, pile 2 is this little doll eye with these little agate stones. Focus. There we go. This one, I believe, is also a toy, an eye from a toy, like a teddy bear or something, and little like crystals, stainless steel. And then this one is silver, sterling silver and rose gold with a moonstone. And this one's like an India design. Hello. Okay. Go ahead and focus in on your piles. Pick more than one if you wish. And we will see you in your individual readings. Bye-bye. Hello, soul friends who chose pile 1. So if you chose this eye, we are going to get into your reading on protection, what you need to hear right now. Let's start with the first one. Imagination. We have imagination, variety, fantasy, and mind. For this one, we have King of Pentacles. I'm going to get to your tarot cards in just a moment. This one we have wheat. Pretty self-explanatory there. That goes along nicely with the King of Pentacles. So, and then for this baby we have moving forward. Get ready for positive change. Let me try to get in those details. Always look at the details of cards when you're doing readings, because you will see things that trigger like the snowflakes, the polar bear, the northern lights, the sky energy, the earth energy, water energy. Okay. So just make sure that you look and take note of symbols in cards, swords, pentacles, all these little dinosaurs. All those things can be clues to you of confirmations, of signs that could come to you later, etc. and so forth. That's all part of interpreting oracle and tarot. Okay, so I'm seeing here first with the imagination card, I'm seeing you manifesting something in your life, and this has been a recurring theme in a lot of my readings that I've been doing with like one-on-one clients and on the readings that I'm doing generally. Strong manifestors in these piles and just my viewers in general, I guess. What's awesome about it is that you have I think that people your whole life, and they've done this to me too, they call, you may have had people say your whole life, oh, you have such a vivid imagination. When people say that to you, that is a very high indicator that you are a powerful manifester in this physical world, in your physical body, but also spiritually. So your imagination is not just for entertainment and fantasy and just occupying your mind. It's also about figuring out what you want, imagining what is possible. And when you imagine the things in the positive, you attract that positivity to you. If you don't believe in that kind of like, that much mysticism, okay, in your belief system, if you're more scientific, you could think of it in this sense of they've had studies now where people who have trauma and things like that from their childhood, it like actually shapes their brain, especially if like trauma is prolonged. It can actually like reshape and triangulate and reshift like how your brain actually works. But if you start practicing positive visualization and positive thought, they've actually proven like positive affirmations even, but like even getting down to the nitty gritty of like EMDR and like severe like cognitive like therapy kind of things. The healing that takes place physically in the brain is miraculous. Like they've physically proven that it actually rechannels, reshapes, and heals your brain. So the more you can flex that imagination that you've had your whole life, and I love the childness of this. Like, I have a good friend who loves dinosaurs. It's so cute. And like, this is a full grown adult, and they are so into dinosaurs. And like, every time I see anything that's a dinosaur, I want to buy it for that person. But anyway, there's that child nostalgia of like imagining anything you want. And so do that. Like, it doesn't matter if it comes true or not. Don't think about it that way. Think about it in the sense of, you're reshaping your brain. You're giving your brain a healthy dose of positivity that's actually like giving it a good dose of like medicine that actually is going to physically help your brain if you're more scientific. Okay. Well, I like being a person who is both spiritual and scientific. I love the fact that either way I look at it, it's healthy. Just like I love how I found that with like oracle reading. Throat clearing, my apologies. So let's go ahead and look at the weight card. So what I also like about this imagination thing is you're manifesting something big. Some of you are like reshifting your plans in your life. Some of you are thinking about glowing up. You know, like maybe you've gotten into a rut. I've gotten into a rut, and like you like have that like you curl up inside yourself, you know, you wait. I think that you like with the polar bear, like you're moving forward, but it's like this slow, steady pace. King of Pentacles. This guy does not get to where he is. God, and I love this card. Like, I've got a crush on that guy. Look at how beautiful he is. Anyway, look at his little frilly thing, like, in his little sleeves. Anyway, mwah. He did not get to where he is by being a rash, bold, swords king or wands king or whatever. He has been slow, steady, calm, collected, like that strong, silent, but so like commands such strength in just like that relaxed demeanor. Like, look at this guy, like the artist of these cards. Just like it's just beautiful. I just love like the textures and like his sleeves, and like you could almost like, I mean, like the lace, little holes in the lace, and like he's like refined, right? He has this like ease about him, but he's also like sharply dressed. He's got his pentacle. He's got his like whole realm behind him, like everything is just like, bam, the grapes, like total abundance. You have that energy. You're not like this, like jumping in head first and just like seeing what happens. Um, which is sometimes good with like full energy, but like it's like you can wait and shape and cultivate, and like you actually like look back on your childhood and think about like the things that were important to you back then, and how you're like going to like transmute that energy into this like adult, um like poised, uh wait, but so ready. Like everything behind you is ready to go, ready to move forward. But you're going to do it in your own sweet time. And like, it's kind of sexy, y'all. I think some sexy cats are watching this video right now. If y'all were wondering if you're sexy, confirmation, my babies. Okay, let's get you your 3 tarot cards. I apologize. I forgot in the intro to show you which decks of cards we use, so I'll figure something out. But this is an owl oracle and like, or an owl tarot deck, and like, oh, I couldn't find it for the longest time, and then I found it, and I'm like so excited. Okay, so anyway, let's see what we've got. Baby, we got strength. You sexy, sexy cats. We've got, 3 of Wands. Yes, 3 of Wands is all about the fruition of your planning, baby, coming forward to you. Dang, you guys are so hot. Okay. Sorry if I'm making you uncomfortable. Just own your hot Queen of Cups. Okay, you guys. Like, do you see this? Okay, we have like the balance of like this masculine and feminine like maturity, this like balance of strength and nurturing, this like poised waiting but like taking action and moving forward, and like all this stuff falling into place. Like what I'm seeing for you is like nothing of like a warning of like you need to protect yourself. Like you know exactly what you're doing. If you're just reading this for confirmation of like, am I planning this right? Am I waiting the right amount of time? Am I thinking about this properly? Am I making the right moves? Am I saving the right amount of money? Am I doing this in a way that's going to be emotionally fulfilling for me as well as the people around me? Is it going to help others as well as help me? I mean, gosh, it's beautiful. Like the energy y'all be rocking up in here. So I'm gonna leave you with that, pile ones. Sexy. You guys have a wonderful, great, sexy cat weekend, because like I am just saying, if you're watching this in the weekend, it's a timeless reading. But I'm filming this on a Friday, and it is what it is. But I think that y'all are protected. If you were worried about any protection, keep positive thought. You're doing everything exactly right. And I think you're actually starting to see it, but you're just like, is this really happening right now? It is. Thank you for watching. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Give me topic ideas. Give me comments on how this resonated for you. Book a private reading with me. There are a couple of different ways to do that, always listed in the description box. Y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. We'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, pile 2. So if you picked the little doll eye, we are going to get into your awesome little reading. I'm gonna put this little sucker on and wear it today because I like it. I also want to think about for a second that you guys picked the doll eye, and like I like this is very much a like authentic eye that was supposed to be in a doll that somebody made into a necklace instead and then sold it on Etsy. And like I think that speaks to me about you have this like childlike mystic energy about you, this like nurturing kind of feminine energy of like just somebody that knows how to handle like a little doll and knows how to give it love and all that fun stuff. Let's look at your cards and see what your message is. Disturbance, obscure, irritation, supernatural. Ooh. Was not expecting that. Are you scared of dolls? You wouldn't have picked this pile if you... What's happening? Are some of you scared of dolls? But you picked the doll eye? What's happening? What? Okay, hang on. Okay, we got the Page of Wands on this card. Look at her face. See how her eyes are like not quite looking all that human? Like she almost looks like she's shifting into something else in this, okay? Also, fire is what I'm feeling on that one. Okay, let's go ahead. I'm going to set these 3 tarot cards over here. We're going to get into this one here. Be assertive. Okay. Now I'm starting to see something. This is so cool. Okay. Take time for relaxation and adventure. Always take notes of the symbols in your cards. You've got butterflies, magic carpets, roses, a crown of roses, little birdies. What are those? Geesies? Geesies. Honka honka. We have, what are those? Bluebirds? I don't know birds too well, y'all. What kind of bird is that? Let me know in the comments what kind of birdies these are. Take note of those symbols because air energy, you know what I mean? Like you've got, okay, I know exactly what's happening now. So before we get into these, let's talk about this. So like, this is so crazy. I have never had this happen before with like a general reading, and like, I feel really silly saying this, but like with this card here, I feel like at least somebody that clicked on this video, this is very specific, might actually be dealing with a haunting, like a legit, like supernatural, you can't understand or explain why you're seeing what you're seeing in your home or around you, maybe even. Some of you might be feeling it in your workplace, but like I'm feeling definitely like, and take note of the numbers too in cards, okay? So like page is like one of the court cards, but like notice how this says 57. So like always take note of like numbers as well, and those could pop up as signs for you later. It could pop up as like a confirmation that you're in the right reading, okay? So always keep that in mind when you're doing oracle stuff. So let's talk about the people who are haunted right now. Like legit, like I'm seeing like noises at night, you being like, what the fuck, right? And like you're like scared, not scared, but you're like, maybe you didn't ever experience something like this before in your life, or like even ever believe this sort of thing happens, or ever, yeah, like just like maybe you were maybe open to the idea, but just never really actually saw anything. And now you're starting to like, I don't know if you've seen anything, but you're hearing stuff. Like I'm thinking kitchen for some, workplace for maybe another, like when you're in a quiet space in like almost like a school or office setting. And then I'm also seeing like some kind of a, like you don't own it, but maybe you work in something where somebody else owns it, but it's like kind of like privately owned. Like I'm seeing kind of like an older building that's been renovated several times, that's been in the same location for a really long time. Yeah, you guys see my dorky blue light filter glasses? These are It's funny that I actually like was hanging on to those so tightly because um, they are also like eyes. So, anywho, let's talk about the eye connection as well. I think because this is happening, you're starting to see things in a clearer, or at least a different way. Like it's opened you up to this, like, okay, so like if I am hearing things and I'm, maybe seeing things, but definitely hearing things that cannot be explained by physical stuff, by anything logical, that it's opening your eyes. And so that's where this page energy is coming through. You're starting to see a glimpse into that spiritual world, okay? Or if you don't believe in the spiritual world, I think maybe you're starting to, okay? But I think that, like, definitely I have some scientific people in this pile, and that's why you're so disturbed, perhaps, or at least you're pronounced taking note. You're seeing things with new eyes, okay? I'm seeing maybe that you're figuring out that you have some psychic abilities as well. And, that would track because most people who see spirits or pick up on that unexplainable energy, you will end up like becoming aware that perhaps you yourself have some kind of special abilities. With the Be Assertive card, what I'm seeing there is like be assertive with protecting yourself, because I do want to warn you, like not all little ghosties and goblies and little beings that, if you believe they exist, are hanging out in your area, or whatever kind of like energy you're picking up from that. And again, I'm going to get to the people who aren't haunted. So, I'm sorry if that's like, we'll get to you, I promise. Okay, so anywho, like not like this little entity right here doesn't look very nice. Like not all of them are good. Not all of them are nice. You can study up on experiences people have had, and like I can tell you personally, I've had experiences where like it can get downright scary, physical, definitely mentally draining, but physically draining as well. It can cause health problems and stuff like that. So be assertive about protecting yourself. One of the ways you can protect yourself is by wearing little eyes. Okay. These are little, they call them evil eyes, but like what they're actually, they're not evil. Like they're supposed to like repel evil. So like you take a little charm like this, like one of those little teeny tiny eyes that are like the little painted ones that are just like basically three little circles. It almost looks like a bullseye. And like hook it to the back of your necklaces and it watches your back, right? They seek out any type of negative energy from people, places, entities, spiritual energies, scientific energies. They help spy those out and blast them away from you. Okay. If you don't believe in that, well, oh well, eyes are a symbol for seeing things. You're seeing things in a new way. I love how like this has a mask that she's taking off and seeing things for what they really are. But with the eye protection deal, if you're scientific, once again, we're going to go back into the scientific study of how positive thought and positive imaginings and imagining things turning out for the best, imagining you having power over what you're sensing instead of it having power over you. All of those things are healthy practices for your brain physically. Okay. So that being said, with the people who aren't actually being haunted by something you can't explain that seems supernatural, let's get into the people who have this disturbance on a psychological level. I'm picking up on some of you have some pretty severe like childhood trauma, or like one big severe trauma that kind of like changed you as a person, or a combination of both. I'm I'm picking up on like maybe some PTSD vibes, some trauma vibes, some CPTSD vibes, which is like prolonged exposure to like trauma over time, like the kind that you would like get used to, like abuse or something like that. Okay, that's just an example. That disturbance that occurred, and like some of you might have just gotten into like a light, a minor traffic accident, but like it terrified you and you're like, this is it. Or you've never been in an accident before. And it made you think in this new way of like, oh my God, I'm vulnerable. I'm disturbed. Like, I'm irritated, right? Like, I don't know why I'm irritated. Some of you I'm picking up that this monkey entity on this person's back is actually like a person in your workplace or your life who like irritates the ever living shiznitty out of you, and like you can't even stand it. Like the presence of that person like weighs, like you literally feel like the weight in your body shift when you have to talk to them. And I get this sense that like for the people in that category, this person either doesn't know that you are that irritated and affected by them, or they don't care. Because whatever they're getting from you is like this leechy, like, do you guys ever like, when you guys were kids, some of you might still be kids, but like when you're like a little kid and you're like in elementary school, like there might have been that like, kid that like was kind of awkward, but like awkward and kind of like sketchy and weird ways, like, abusive or negative kind of deal. And they kind of latch onto like another kid and like kind of try to dominate them, and like they only want them to hang out with them. And if the other kid tries to hang out with their other friends, like that kid gets jealous. When they hang out together, like that kid's kind of mean to the kid that like they want to be friends with. And that kid was actually being nice to them, but then they like put him down, and they're like, it's like when girls in like junior high, you get like that girlfriend who's maybe a little quiet and by herself and nobody likes her and you're going to be nice to her. And then once she starts hanging out with you, she like starts like down, like telling you you're fat or ugly or whatever. Like, it's like this like immature, not well adjusted person like leeching off of you all the time. And if you're in that camp of people who's been in this reading with me, you know who you are because it's irritating you. Look at how irritated he is. Okay. And it's getting to the point where like in this energy here, you're about to like step into this like assertive, like get the F away from me. Like I don't owe you jack nothing, baby. So back off. Okay. But bam, the energy is so thick today. So let's go ahead and look at this. Sorry. Once you get this assertiveness out of the way, you're going to feel freedom from that energy. Okay. You're going to be like lifted, baby. You're going to be like, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't do that sooner. This feels so good. You're going to feel like you were like let out of prison, and you're going to start using that. Okay. Because I feel like those of you that are in this camp, like this isn't a first occurrence. Like people like this are drawn to you. Okay. So that being said, I think I covered everybody's energy. Let's go ahead and like get these tarot cards out. These three. This is like an owl tarot card deck that I love. Yeah. Knight of Pentacles. Page of Wands. Wow. See, right again. Look at how it's like, nope. I love like, I love the energy of these. Look how assertive this owl is. It's like, not today, Satan. This is my little like thing that I'm doing here. This is my lizard. This is my staff. This is my little feather in my cap. Don't even mess with me. Like, I love it. So like hard. Okay, let's go ahead. I'll put this one over here because it's really giving me that freedom, baby, that freedom flight of that sun energy. And like with the pentacles, like, like a lot of times the Pentacle Knight is like, he's the slowest moving knight out of all of them, but he's still a knight. Okay. And so, like, I'm seeing you being assertive, but you're not doing it in a way that's going to like trash your rep or make you feel negative in any way, shape, or form. I think back in the day, you may have felt guilt when you like had to finally like tell somebody to like, piss off. But like, here we are, right? That freedom energy is like just going to continue. See that armor of protection around him. It's like, not today, Satan, not today. What do we have last? Baby. Yeah, see? And then once you have that going, like all this stuff is going to open up for you. Okay. Like you can focus on the things that are actually important to you. Okay. So let's go ahead and talk about how these fit into the people who might be being physically haunted. I'm trying to like make these all fit. And then let's talk about the people who are haunted by trauma, because I just covered the people who are being haunted or leeched off of by a person, right? So let's talk about the physical, actual supernatural people who are being supernaturally haunted. Once again, with the being assertive, you guys really need to step up your protection plan, okay? So like whatever works for you in your belief system, okay? So like if you're scientific, and you don't pray to God and stuff because you didn't even know you believed in God and this is all new to you, okay? Positive affirmations, work that natural medicine for the brain of whatever this is, I'm stronger than it. This is my home or this is my space. And you are not allowed to make me feel uncomfortable here. So like with the eyes there, it's like this protection that I'm seeing. I'm seeing this protection of the Knight of Pentacles. I'm seeing this being assertive with your protection. This little guy is very like ready to go. Okay. That you are going to see clearly like that you're free of anything that you need to be afraid of. Okay. And that all of these like cool things are going to open up for you, like magic-y things and like spiritual things that maybe you hadn't thought of before, or like healthy living, mental exercises that you haven't thought of before. So with that being said, if you believe if you're like totally sold on the idea that this is a ghost, like I'm going to become a believer with you for a minute. And, those skeptics that are watching, just deal with the fact that we're going to talk about these guys like they're real for a second. There are protection spells, rituals, depending on what your belief system is. Like if you're Christian and you're not comfortable with like spell work or sorcery, kind of stuff, you can pray to your like angels, your guardian angels. You can rebuke things in the name of Jesus Christ. You can, pull down the protection of God. There's all kinds of ways that you can do that. So whatever is like comfortable for your religion, if you're like more of like into like mysticism, you can pull down a light force around you and like you can call in spiritual guides who protect you. If you are scientific, you can still imagine that those things are happening. It's still healthy for the brain to think that you're actually like putting a protective shield around you to keep you safe. That you're going to be assertive and say, this is my space. I own this, not you. All of this is mine. So yeah. So that's what I'm seeing for the physical haunting. Now let's talk about the trauma. Okay. I'm seeing some of you will need to get proactive about maybe seeking out some mental health care. Okay. And I was just having this conversation with a close friend that I believe in mental health care 100%. I do believe you need to find the doctor or healthcare professional that works for you. And if it's not working for you, you need to get out and find one that does. Okay. And keep trying until you do, because they're proving, like I said, with the brain stuff, right? That your brain and your body are much more closely connected than we ever talked about scientifically before. And they're starting to realize that healthy mindset is also making healthier bodies. And so if you have trauma from like your past or something recent, even just like shook you up, you need to be assertive and get out there and find some help for yourself, is what I'm seeing for some of you, because like some of you know this. Okay. And it's been hard trying to find somebody and pick someone. And like I recently went through that myself, but now I've had somebody that I've been working with for like over a year now. And like, I found an affordable one and it worked with my plan and like all of that. You just have to start being assertive with like researching. If you don't have insurance, be assertive about finding a different like online resource or a spiritual, reading company like Everclear. If you don't like, some of the ones that are on TV that are advertised so heavily that, maybe not, maybe people don't like them as much, or I don't know, like I've heard bad things about some of them recently too. Like look for some other ones. They're not the only ones that do it. Okay. Talk to your local, healthcare places. If you're a student, there is free stuff out there. Okay. So like, I just want you to start thinking about taking care. If you've had trauma in your life, like your brain has been physically altered or affected by that. And you need to like accept that as like a physical reality, and you can look it up and Google it. It's just a simple scientific fact at this point. It's why if you go to a therapist, they take your vitals now first. If you go to a general practitioner for a physical, they will have you do a questionnaire on your mental health. And so they're doing it both because it's like a holistic approach, because both affect each other. Just like if you had cancer, it would kind of affect your mood and make you feel like, not happy all the time, maybe depressed and full of despair at times. And so you would need to take care of your mind. Do you see what I'm saying? So like, it's like a cycle, baby. You gotta get some help for yourself. If you had asthma, you would have to get an inhaler and see a doctor to keep breathing. If you have trauma and it's affecting you to the point where it's on your back and like hurting you still, it's time to be assertive and get help for yourself. Like, and like face it, just face it. It happened, like it's not your fault. Like just like get out there and have somebody help you. Okay. That is what I have for my pile twos. I know that was a long one. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me. That was a lot of energy, 3 different kinds of things. So like, I hope this was helpful to you. Please like and subscribe if it was. Give me comments on how it was helpful. Give me topics and ideas for future readings. Book a private reading with me if you wish. There are ways to do that in the description box. I thank you so much for your time. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, pile threes. So let's go ahead and get into this. You want to look at your eye? Let's get into our little reading for you. We have first off, indulgence, interaction, joy, and friendliness. That's what it says down here. 3 of Cups vibes, big time. But we also have 6 of Cups. Beautiful card. Very different vibe with 6 of Cups. We'll talk about this in just a minute. Okay, I'm going to put these little tarot cards over here for last. In the near future, okay. And potential. Think big for your future. Okay. Take note of all the little symbols in your cards. Always. They will pop up. Yeah. Okay. Excuse me. Let's go ahead and start with the energy I'm feeling. So with this like 3 of Cups energy, indulgence, interaction, joy, friendliness, I see you in the near future making some really positive friends. Okay. And I feel like this is something that you haven't felt maybe since you were a child, or maybe it was something that you lacked when you were a child. And because 6 of Cups is all about childhood nostalgia and like past relationships that like meant a lot to you, that were like that childhood joy. I'm like picturing like little kids going out and playing outside, and like that meme that's like, one day you all went out and played outside together for the last time, but like nobody knew that that was the last time, all that. And so like I feel my little heart like tugging a little bit. So it's like I think maybe like uh or at least you think what like that would feel like to have that kind of friendship. And what I'm seeing with this energy and what the eyes are telling me is that you have like something coming up in the near future. Think big, like think big about like your friends, like even think big of like if you're into spiritualism, like think about making friends in the spiritual world. Hello, right? She's looking in her crystal ball at this like angel, and like these little fairies are like there with her. I see these two like angels like hanging out together. The only person that's alone is her. And so like I'm seeing this as like a past energy from like your childhood of like having that time, if you did experience it, pass away, and you spent maybe a lot of your college and career in adulthood, possibly some of you like more like with your family or even by yourself, and you didn't have that like close tight knit friend group. Okay. I'm seeing this as spiritual friends, and I'm seeing it as physical friends. And so good times in the near future is what I'm seeing for you pile threes. Let's go ahead. I mean, even with the little eye you chose, it's like a toy eye that they put into jewelry. And so like it's like taking that childhood like imagination and like very similar like energy to pile one in that regard. Very very similar across the board with these piles. Like I'm feeling all of you having this like childhood. It might be because spring is kind of maybe coming around the corner while I'm filming this. I don't know. Let's go ahead and see what we've got. Oh, 5 of Pentacles. Little thing. The Devil. Yeah. Where should I put him? And 9 of Cups. Okay, yes. All right. So what I'm seeing, y'all. How cool. Yeah. This with 5 of Pentacles, like a lot of times it's the like left out in the cold card. And I feel that with this energy here as well, of this like either you didn't have that friendship circle back when you were younger and you wished you had because you knew it existed and you wanted it so bad, or you did have it but then it like you all grew up and went your separate ways and you miss it. Okay. With 5 of Pentacles, there's that energy of like feeling lonely and feeling alone, right? And being out in the cold, but like they're always like with another person, and like that person's like protecting them. They're helping each other, and they're just making it through the best they can. Generally, there is hope around them that they just haven't quite seen yet, but you will in the near future. With the Devil card, that's also all about like breaking free from like past ideas, past restraints, past habits, past whatever. And so I'm seeing you breaking free of that like loneliness, okay? And like finding independence as well with yourself, with finding these friends, okay? And with the 9 of Cups, that one's all about just like wish for the biggest thing you can, because it is within your grasp. Yeah. Gosh dang, like it's so funny the way some of these energies work out, like with pile 2, like a 25-minute reading, you guys are like 5 minutes, like pile 1's like 11. It's so fun. Anyway, that's all I've got for you. Like I'm sorry if you're looking for a longer reading, maybe look into piles that were also here, because there is a very similar energy going on. Please, please, please like and subscribe if this was helpful. Give me comments on how it was helpful. Give me ideas on future topics. Book a private reading with me if you wish. There are a couple of ways to do that listed in the description box. Pile 3, I hope you have a wonderful time with your new friends. Take care. Bye-bye-bye-bye. All right, pile 4. So if you picked this pile, let's go ahead and figure out what's going on with you. Care, parenthood, patron, and support. Three of Cups. Dang, they got 3 of Cups in the last pile. I love this like tea party vibe. There's also 3 people here. I'm going to put these tarot cards over here and do those last. Ask for help from others. I'm sensing like a parent situation, like where like maybe somebody's a new parent or somebody in your life are new parents. You have new parents in your life or you're new parents. The new parents are needing some help. Okay. Their party of 3 is feeling a little bit like they're maybe feeling a little overwhelmed. They just need a little bit of assistance. Does that make sense? And if you're the new parents, ask for help. Okay. There are people around you who want to help you. Okay. Let's go ahead and look at here. Dragonfly, live life to the fullest. Yeah. Even if you're overwhelmed, try to take comfort in the fact that this is a joyful time, a new time for you. If you're not parents and you don't have new parents in your life, then what I'm seeing here is like this idea of you like getting support and care from like an unexpected source, like friendships that have just started to form. And usually 3 of Cups is all about friends who come together and like just like perfectly support and just balance each other. I think if you start asking for help from others, I think you're going to see that like people in your life are way more willing than you thought to like help you in ways that you never even considered before. Okay. And once you start doing that, like you're actually going to start living life to the fullest. Once you start asking for help with whatever you're dealing with, that's when life is going to get better, because like not only are you like asking for help, but like it opens up the opportunity for you to learn and better help others, which also makes you feel good. And like it just brings all this positivity into the world and like really has that like butterfly or clustering effect of like it's spreading to like other people doing it, and like it makes a really nice positivity in your life and the life of those around you. So let's go ahead and look at these. Oh, we have the Knight of Wands. Yes. Be assertive, okay? If you feel passionate about something and you want to say it to the people you're asking for help. If you passionately need help, like passionately say that that's what you need. We also have, Queen of Swords. Like the Queen of Swords is like kind of like feeling like on her own, but she's like standing in her own power and she's embracing the fact that like, yeah, I'm on my own, but like not really. I've got what I need around me. Okay. So she's got like her sword. She's got like her little protective little butterflies. She's got like this little protective bird over her head. Like she knows she's going to be okay. She knows that there is help available to her. All right. With the Queen of Swords, she doesn't look scared, even though, she might not always be like in a relationship or like a romantic relationship, right? I see maybe some of you might be like single and like you need to start asking help from your friends around you, okay? Especially if like you're newly single. You have like a wealth of friends around you that want to help you. This is a very clear message I'm getting for this pile. And Knight of Cups. Like wear your heart on your sleeve, like throw it out there. Tell people what you need. Yes. Very, very strong message for pile 4. Also a very short message for pile 4. Pile 3 and 4, man, you guys went hard and fast. We got it all figured out already. Ask for help. The more you ask, the more you will see how much people love you and care about you, and like then you're going to be able to help them and care about them. And it's just going to go round and round and round, and you're going to just feel great. Okay, my pile 4s, let me know if this was helpful. Give me comments in the topic section, or what am I saying? Give me topic ideas in the comment section. That's what I meant to say. Also, book a private reading with me if you wish. There are ways to do that in the description box. Always give me feedback. I love to hear it. I love y'all. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. We'll see you in the next one. Bye, 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 bye. Hello, hello. I apologize, my friends, for forgetting to show you the decks that we are using in today's reading. So here at the end, I just went ahead and I wanted to show you, those are the tarots. We also used, ooh, and also used sorry. And these. And these. All right. Thanks for watching, y'all. Bye.